Hello, hi, my name is Samuel Zerza for the SE channel. Thanks for tuning in and subscribe as much as you can. Okay, just share and all. Take your vitamin C and vitamin D and your zinc tablets. Okay, works for me. And also, I don't get paid for this, but tonic water. I guess from Schweppes. It's got quinine, hydroxychloroquine. Okay, it's empty, just a bottle, but I do have a couple of bottles in the fridge and I drink whatever I can. I drink. You just never know. Anyways, um, okay, I saw this great movie last night. Actually, it was called La Résistance. Great movie. I really enjoyed it. It was about Marcel Marceau's real name. It's Marcel Mengel. I knew about the story a long time ago. And basically, he was part of the Jewish Resistance. He was a meme artist, not the memes that we're talking about. A meme artist, painting in white, and he does this, and he entertained little kids, but he was part of the Jewish Resistance, and not only that, but he saved a lot of kids. I don't know if hundreds, maybe thousands of kids. I don't remember much of the history, but anyway, so this is when the Germans came. He was an artist also, um, and and you see the struggle, how they hid from the Germans, how the resistance, how the Germans came and took a couple of the women, and like it's crazy, like evil. You can see it's an evil empire. And you got to remember, these were they called themselves what the Socialist Democratic Nazi Party. Hint hint. Okay, so everything comes in nuts in democratic socialist. Okay, um, so what happened was when I was watching the movie, and there's a lot of things I could say I compare myself, because you got to understand, if you want to know what's happened in the future, you got to learn your history, and this is what the globalists don't want. They don't want you to know your history. Okay, I know my history. Okay, and just like when a dictators want to get rid of you, hey, you wearing glasses? That's it. You're gone. I mean, you must be smart. Okay, so basically, there was a scene in La Resistance, and it reminded me of what happened last year. And I'll tell you what it was: betraying your compatriots for cash. So we're talking about, there was a scene there. They're bringing in some of the resistance, or just picking off people, whoever they wanted. These fascists, uh, these crazy people, and they were boasting. Oh, look at this! We're betraying. They're betraying your compatriots for cash, and they were talking about how they were snitching on each other's neighbors. They were paying them cash. They were rewarding them, and because at that time, that's what, when you have control freaks, and when you have fascists or Bolsheviks, this is what happens. They go around and they say, look, what is your neighbor doing? And okay, we'll pay you, or maybe they blackmail you. Says, look, we'll take your kids, or we'll shoot your kids, God forbid, or we'll take your kids away, or your family's rights, or something. That's fascism. I didn't see Donald Trump doing that, but anyways, and also just a little, just a 1 minute, what I have to say about Washington D.C. and 30,000 armed forces there. There was no reason for it. Pretty scary when you have paranoid people like the Democratic Socialist Party. Um, I mean, there was nothing. They were just there, and look how they treated them in garages. They got COVID, a lot of them. So, I mean, this is when you have paranoid people. This is what happens. And like I said, the Nazis were also paranoid people. They were, they were power hungry, yes, like some people we know, very power hungry. Okay, but they were also paranoid. Everything, they didn't trust no one. So, and then it reminded me of this guy. You remember this guy? Remember this guy? Bill de Blasio urges New Yorkers to snitch on who violate social distancing. I mean, I don't want to say much more than that. I don't want to compare him to the Nazis, God forbid. He's definitely a Bolshevik, or he's definitely a Marxist. Okay, he's not going to the streets, putting up concentration camps, God forbid, or anything like that. But it's just the mindset. When I heard that right away, when I saw the movie, but I knew about this. right away when de Blasio was saying that last year, uh, turn in your neighbors who fail to follow social distancing rules, encourage them to text photos, and report their location to the government hotline. Now, obviously, they didn't get a reward or anything like that. I mean, we're far from that, but I mean, just the mindset, we're getting there. He congratulated New Yorkers for being extraordinary social distancing during the novel coronavirus. Okay, fine, but then there's some people who need to get their message. Let's go, let's grab them. And I don't want to hear bullshit. Okay, concerning like if you don't wear a mask or if you don't, you're not going to take your vaccine. Um, then you should go to jail or not get jobs and all that. I mean, it's the same thing with smokers or people who smoke up or crackheads. They destroy their lungs, destroy their heads. So it's the same thing. Why take them to the hospital? Because I've been listening to some of these left wing places, like just very quickly they're talking about if you don't take a vaccine and if you become sick or if you're an anti-vaxxer, then you're not going to go to the hospital or you're not going to admit it to the hospital or God forbid they'll let you rot somewhere. That's totally wrong. That's doctors should not be taking those decisions. Doctors should be taking everyone, whether you're anti or no, whatever it is. Just like smokers, you're destroying your lungs. So why should we helping you? Why should I be paying more taxes and all that? So somebody else, who's smoking all their life, But I'm not a disgusting fascist. If the guy gets sick, he gets sick. What can I tell you? That means sometimes making sure that enforcement is there to educate people, to make it clear. Educate people? No, it's totally wrong. Snitching on neighbors is totally wrong. It just sends the wrong signal for the United States of America, um, and it's just completely wrong. I mean, it's completely wrong. Okay, I don't want to see this. Honestly, I don't want to see this. This is what eventually is going to happen. I mean, and they're using this as a disguise of the COVID-19, the coronavirus, the Chinese virus, the Wuhan virus, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely wrong. Okay, just mind your own business. Let the authorities, if they, you know, I mean, it's the snitch on. I just can't. I'm sorry. It's just very hard for me to put it in my head that neighbors will be snitching on each other, or they're paying cash one day. Because this is what the Nazis did, and this is what the Bolsheviks do, and this is what the communists do, and this is what the Marxists do, and this is what the fascism do. Okay, wake up, America, wake up, people. And if you're watching, if you're from the left and you're watching this, it's Trump never did this, man. Sorry, man. He never asked to snitch on each other's neighbors. He was a very open guy. Like obviously we miss him, but look, we have a new president, and let's move on here and let's do the best we can. My name is Samuel Ezerza for the SE channel. Take care. God bless. And like I said, I don't want to hear to compare de Blasio with Nazi Germany. God forbid, he's far from that. But it's just the mindset that I'm talking about, which actually people actually called. They actually called and snitching on their neighbors. This is the mindset that I was scared. Take care, God.